Hey everyone, I'm Belle, and for today's video, I will be talking about my cell city analogy. Here's a quick overview of my city. Through the use of digital art, I was able to create a city that is inspired by the game Animal Crossing, and I will be comparing this city to cell organelles. Right off the bat, you'll see that there is a fence surrounding this village, and its purpose is to provide protection for the people living inside it. I can compare this to the cell wall, since the cell wall's purpose is to provide tensile strength and protection against mechanical and osmotic stress. Now moving a bit further, you'll see the town's guard. His duty is to protect the villagers, and he is the one responsible in allowing who can enter and exit the village. We can compare this to a cell membrane, since the purpose and the function of a cell membrane is to protect the integrity of the interior of the cell by allowing certain substances into the cell while keeping other substances out. Right over here, you'll see the town hall. This is where all the activities inside the village are being controlled and regulated. We can't deny that this is pretty similar to the nucleus, since the nucleus function is to control and regulate the activities of the cell. Here you'll see the village owner. She is found inside the town hall, and she directs every activity inside the village. She also stores all the records of the city and passes them on as the city grows. We can somehow compare this to chromosomes. Why? Because chromosomes' function is to help ensure that DNA is replicated and distributed appropriately during cell division. Moving on, as you can see, there are fences surrounding the town hall. Its function is to enclose the town hall and controls movements in and out of it. Similarly, the nuclear membrane is a double membrane that encloses the cell nucleus. It serves to separate the chromosome from the rest of the cell. Over here, you'll see the village's main source of production. These are the crops, and their function is to produce fruits and vegetables to sustain food for the village and to help the village grow. Just like how ribosomes are produced in a nucleolus, ribosomes make proteins. Therefore, the nucleolus plays a vital role in making proteins in a cell. Then if you walk a little bit further, you'll see the village fruit market. Fruits that were produced by the crops are being sold and packed here. It somehow reminds me of ribosomes, since ribosome functions as a micro machine for making proteins. All around the village, we have the pathways, which help the villagers to go from one place to another. I think of it as the endoplasmic reticulum, or the ER. The ER is a transport system that carries materials throughout the cell. Then on this side of the village, you see the post office, where the packages and mails are being received, sorted, and released in and out of the village. Just like the Golgi bodies. The function of the Golgi bodies is it receives materials from the ER, and its major function is to modify, sort, and package proteins for secretion. In the middle of the village, you'll see the town's windmill, which generates most of the energy needed to power the village. Similarly, the mitochondria are membrane-bound cell organelles that generate most of the chemical energy needed to power the cell's biochemical reactions. Behind the market is where you'll see the warehouse. This is where the market stores all the rotten crops to isolate and to avoid selling crops that might be harmful or a threat to the village. Just like the vacuole, the main function is to store substances, and it's typically either waste or harmful substances or useful substances that the cell will need later on. Right over here, you'll meet Isabel. She's the one responsible for the community cleaning, and she helps in maintaining the village. She is very similar to the cell's lysosomes, since the lysosomes act as the cleanup crew of a cell. They are filled with enzymes that break down macromolecules into smaller molecules, which are then used to nourish the cell. And last but not the least, we have solar panels. Their function is to absorb the sunlight and convert it into power that can be used for different applications in the village. Similarly, chloroplasts are plant cell organelles that convert light energy into relatively stable chemical energy via the photosynthesis process. That's everything for my cell city analogy, and before you leave this village, I hope you learned something new today, and I hope that I helped you understand the functions of the cell's organelles.